a sinner, left my lover crying on the dance floor. I'm a sinner, I'm a sinner.
So welcome back to I Wani Hug a Gator. I'm going to show you guys something and see if I can replicate it. They might want to fix that. I don't know if they might want to fix that. Figured she'd need help after all. There's no way she's dragging herself anywhere with that knee. I excuse myself from the living room and head towards Olivia's room with Damien and me giving me an approval nod. Sorry, I just woke up. Also, I wasn't expecting that. I make sure to knock twice before letting myself in. Morning, sleepyhead. Morning, stupid head. With Olivia's wounded knee, carrying her is even more difficult than before. I hate to admit it, but I almost dropped her at least twice on the way. Thank Raptor Jesus for Coach Sully's training. But at least we're here. Like, welcome back to the land of living. Morning, Olivia! Olivia's eyes still closed, mumbles what sounds like a good morning as I set her down on the couch. How are you feeling? Alright, I guess. Still a bit groggy. What about, I pat the knee with Olivia seems to pick up on. Oh, right. Feels a bit better. Tingly feeling's gone, but it still looks swollen. We might need to redress it then. Hopefully it should be more manageable by Monday. By the way, what did you do with the ice pack? Oh, Guts is using it as a waterbed. Sure hope it doesn't pop. Stagnant ice pack water sounds terrible to be in. Damien and Vinny start shouting in victory as the home team gets the final score. What a slap shot! Heard the excitement in the room watching hockey again? Sophia settles herself onto the recliner, opening her laptop. Oh, school's weekly newsletter just came in. Turn down the volume, Damien. Sure thing. Alright, first it says there's a basketball game this Friday against the Tailspikes. In preparation for finals, tutoring will be open after school for everyone that needs it. Damien. I got it covered, Mom. Liz is helping me out. I hope so. Senoritas won't be tolerated here. Senioritis, sorry. Oh, this is interesting. Out to all of our students, you are invited to St. Haman High School, 201M, 2023 BC, Winter Formal. Winter Formal? Damien yawns and stretches his arms behind his back. Yeah, some event for seniors they get every year. Basically a dance, but more fancy. It's like the biggest event of the year. Next to graduation or prom or whatever. I don't think my previous school ever did something like this. Just regular dances. Immerse yourself in the serene beauty of the wintry night sky with music, food, entertainment, and much more. We will also be hosting a special memorial for one of St. Haman's finest teachers who has recently passed, Mr. Trent Lackadan. Shoot, that's going to be tough to see. The event will take place at the Volcadra Convention Center on Friday, December 15th, from 7 p.m. to 10 p.m. Tickets for the Winter Formal are now on sale online or in Miss Prockling's class in room 211. $15 for one and $30 for couples. Please read our event dress code to know what will and will not be allowed for the formal. Have a great weekend. Go Feathertails. Well, it seems like you three have something to look forward to next month. Mrs. Payne closes her laptop with a smile and sets it aside. Mom, it's about that time. She gasped and checked the clock on the wall. I nearly forgot. Vinny, get your kimono on. I'll start the car. It's called a G, Mom. I'll probably be running some errands while he's at karate practice, so I'll be out until dinner. I'm sure Vinny didn't mean to karate chop my throat as he got up. He just eagerly got to get to class. The back rub from Olivia helps clear my airway quicker than least. Well then. Damien switches on some game and slumps in his familiar position in the recliner in mere seconds. I don't even know how he keeps track of the blur of colors on screen. I feel like it's going to give me a seizure if I look too hard. So you two going to get together and smooch, right? Powerful crushing force attempts to pulverize my fingers into mulch. Oh my god, Damien, you can't just start a conversation like that! Olivia's hand relents and leaves my palm feeling tender. Relax, I'm joking, sorta. Your arms around her shoulder and all. When did that get there? I go to remove it, but Olivia holds on tight. Yeah, well, you plan on going to the winter formal with Liz? Hell yeah, why wouldn't I? That was a fast answer. He shrugs. Well, the formal, I don't... Well, I mean, I'm just stuck at home, you know. Crap, yeah, you know when you'll get a replacement chair? Could be a week, could be longer. The mail system around here is annoying. Jeez. Hey, I'll come visit every day after school. Aw, thanks. Still, that's at least a week of her not stepping outside. Damien was only half joking about us going to the winter formal, and that's definitely a good idea. But first... Hey, Olivia. When you get your wheelchair back, you can go anywhere. Where do you want to go? Anywhere? Wait, so you're asking me out? She falls eerily silent as she turns her head towards me, eyes wide open. Yeah, I'm asking you out on a date. I'll take you wherever you'd like. Olivia's mouth opens and closes while she looks at me in astonishment. Olivia, you okay? Ugh! I find myself trying not to laugh. Olivia threw herself at me in the strongest hug I've ever felt. Her arms and even her tail wrap around me, pressing me tightly against her as she laughs in that cute gremlin giggle of hers. And while that giggling is infectious, my face is pressed against Olivia's ample bosom. Come on, you guys, get a room. No, too happy. Getting a little hard to breathe now. Gosh, this is the first thing that's happened in forever. First good thing. I can't even move my arms. Olivia's caught them against my own sides. Wait, she's shifting. We're on our sides now, and I can finally pull my head up enough to take some air. Whoa! Ah! Oh, sweet death roll! So that's what's happening. As I feel myself flipped over Olivia for a split second, and then I'm back to being able to breathe. I'm back to being beneath her. And then back again, with just enough time to breathe. Olivia, we haven't even decided where to go! I feel like I'm in some kind of personal carnival ride, being spun wildly around across the living room floor in Olivia's arms. It's fun, but very, very dizzying. When the Gator finally tires herself out, I find myself laid atop of her. And while I should feel embarrassed about our compromising position, I'm grinning ear to ear, looking down at my equally happy and lightheaded girlfriend beneath me. You good, Inko? Pretty wild response. You just asked where a date would be. Doesn't matter. Her voice shrinks enough so that even as close as I am to her, I can barely make it out. I was hoping for so long. Seeing that gentle smile of hers, it sets my heart aflutter. So where did you want to go? You decide, I got nothing. Me? Somewhere I can take Olivia to really show her a good time? How about a picnic? See if it warms up a bit and check out some of the more scenic places around? Valcadra is beautiful. I want to go explore it a bit. So do I. For a brief moment, the connection between Olivia and I feels stronger than ever as we stare into each other's eyes until she goes right back into keeping me in her warm, scaly embrace. Surely it was right in the middle of the living room with Damien still present, but none of that matters to me. The rest of the day was spent in that living room, playing more games on the old TV. Hours flew by and Olivia kept switching up games. I think she was trying to find something that I would particularly enjoy, or at least be good at. Shame then that I seem to have been born lacking any gaming talent at all. We all still had fun at least. When the sun began to set though, I decided I should head home. I needed a shower and a change of clothes, and both of Damien's parents were still out. I felt bad when I left Damien's place that night. Or rather, I felt bad looking at Olivia as I walked away from his house. It only grew worse when I got from the metro to my quiet neighborhood and ultimately our empty house. Seeing the small pile of letters at the front door made me realize what that feeling was. Loneliness. Maybe I should have just waited to ask if I could have spent the entire weekend. If I did that, would I be overstaying my welcome? I don't want to abuse their hospitality after all. Bing. Withdrawing my phone from my pocket, I see that Olivia sent me a new doodle. Coming tomorrow? Well, I can handle a little loneliness for now. Sure. Kicking my door closed, I head for my computer so I can continue talking to her online. I lose track of how much time we spent Insta messaging and sharing videos. But by the time I check my computer clock, I realized it's past midnight. I didn't even go through my typical routine of checking for updates to my forums and blogs. Shoot, I'm gonna be exhausted tomorrow. Totally worth it. The next few days went very similar to the first. Visiting the Payne residence and hanging out with Olivia's family became my new routine after school. On Monday, I got around to shoveling the snow off the driveway like Randy had asked me for. It was laborious to do, but it felt good to get it done. Felt even more rewarding when Randy thanked me with some sashimi he mentioned during the weekend. Eventually, I gotten into the habit of leaving sticky notes for my parents, letting them know where I was. Not that they care too much as long as I'm home by bedtime. I won't lie, spending most of my afternoons watching Vinny and Damien yell at the TV wasn't particularly entertaining, but Olivia's presence was enough for me. On Friday, though, while Vinny and Damien were preoccupied by the foam sword duel in the backyard, I decided to plan for our date. The weather that weekend was supposed to be warm, and I managed to convince Olivia that this would be our last chance for a real picnic. That only leaves a location. We've been arguing well into the night over text, trying to decide where to go. I think the beach would be nice. No way, the marine layer will screw with the weather. How about we go back to the arcade? Seriously, that place smelled horrible. Haha, you're right. There's nowhere worth going in Volcadra Bluffs anyway. Volcadra Bluffs, huh? Does Volcadra actually have bluffs? Yeah, dummy, the place was named after them. Have you ever seen them? No. Sounds perfect then. But those are ages away. Come on, it'll be fun to get away from the house for a bit. Fine. I'll be over in the morning then. Okay, sure, nighty-night. I let my phone rest in my bed as I smile myself to sleep. I'll have to look up exactly where the bluffs are in the morning. I'm sure they'll look nice. And if not, well, there ought to be something exciting there. After researching our destination and getting dressed, I did one last check of myself to make sure I hadn't forgotten anything. Wallet, phone, water bottle, extra sunglasses, written instructions for the metro lines we'd have to take. I'm officially ready to go. Before I leave, I make sure to leave a sticky note on the fridge to let my parents know where I'll be. Maybe they'll finish watching daytime television in time to see before I get home. Heh. It's only a short trip to the closest station to Olivia's neighborhood, and a short walk from there to her house. The Payne place is as welcoming as ever. It's starting to feel a bit like a second home by now. In the chilled weather, the yard growth has slowed, but is starting to peek through the thin layer of snow. I hope I'm not commissioned to mow now, too. Should let Olivia know I'm here. I'm here, you ready? I'll be there in a minute. Is the door unlocked? No, don't come in yet. What? Just stand by the curb and be ready. This is gonna be cool. Oh boy. I stand by the curb as instructed, facing the door. After a moment, it swings open and... whoosh! A green blur shoots out the door and directly for me. I know better than to flinch. Olivia's tail slams the ground and breaks her to a halt with a stylish skid. You're here. I am. And it looks like you finally got your wheelchair. Yeah, it just came in yesterday. Didn't want to tell you to make it a surprise. Has that new wheelchair smell? Dummy. While it looks the same, I do notice how it's lacking all the old scarring her original one had. So, did you hear it? Hear what? Exactly. I can sneak up on you now. In your dreams. So, you ready for our date? There's a sudden rush of jittery nervousness in my chest. It is my first time taking someone out on a date. Trying to rationalize it still doesn't help with my nervousness, though. Yeah, I'm ready. She looks at me with a timid smile, hands held together as she tilts her head slightly. She's wearing a new floral hair clip. Come to think of it, it's the first time I've seen her ever accessorize. That hair clip, it looks cute, Olivia. The worry in her grin melts away into a fully joyous smile. Thank you, Nico. Which also helps to ease my own. With my renewed confidence, I step around Olivia and go to grab the handlebars. Oh wait, you've been out all week. You probably don't need any help. Nah, it's fine. Her tail takes my wrist and guides my hand to the handle. I don't mind at all. Alright, to the metro station? Yes, please. With Olivia in tow, our date begins. On the metro, I'm lucky enough to be able to find my normal seat. Olivia folds the seat up and places herself right next to me. Something's different. Oh wow, Christmas lights? I swear they start setting up early every year. The white fluorescence of them combined with the dim lighting of the metro lights give the cabin a more cozy feel. I feel my photographer's instinct kicked in, but quickly remember that I didn't bring my camera. Soon enough, the whole city will be covered in holiday stuff by the end of the weekend. The mental image of a twinkling Volcadra at night is a pleasing thought. There'll definitely be some photo-worthy shots during that time. What do you think of it all? The decorations? I like them. Why wouldn't I? Yeah, but what's your favorite? I think wreaths look pretty nice on the lampposts. And I like the crappy snowmen and snow angels in people's yards. I've always wanted to make my own. What about mistletoe? Yeah, shut up, you. Actually, I'm curious. Are there any dino-specific traditions that you guys celebrate during the winter season? Olivia cocks an eyebrow at my question. Hey, I didn't know you guys celebrated end of the summer, so I'm just curious if there's a Saurian-centric holidays I don't know about. Nope, just Christmas or whatever holiday people celebrate around this time. There's probably no dedicated one out of spite. There's probably no dedicated one out of spite of the cold. That's fair. Now I can't help but think of doing some ice skating with Olivia. Surely there's wheelchair access for it, right? I look down Olivia's wheelchair to imagine how it'd work when something interesting catches my eye. There's a small compartment underneath her seat, almost like a cubby hole with something inside of it. What's that? Oh, I decided to bring my sketch pad with me. You know, since it's my first time going to the Bluffs, I wanted to draw the scenery while we were there. Maybe I shouldn't have. No, that's completely fine. I was just thinking about how I should have brought my camera for the same reason, so I'm glad one of us came prepared. As long as we enjoy our time there, that's all that matters. You're right. Olivia takes hold of my hand and rests her head on my shoulder. Eventually, the metro arrives at our destination. After disembarking the train and leaving the station, my digital map indicates the park is still about a block away. As we make our way there, we're soaked in the sights of this area of Valcadra. Just like Olivia predicted, many of the surrounding buildings are getting decorated for the holiday season. I've never been around these parts of the city before, only seen them on car trips. So this is the first time for both of us. I can only imagine what it'll look like once it's all set up. Yeah, maybe we should come back to visit once it is. I like the sound of that. Oh, they're so cute. We enter the park's main parking lot. Looks like there's a decent amount of people here this evening, which is surprising given that it's still relatively chilly. Then again, such a prominent landmark in the city would still draw in crowds even with certain weather conditions. Ooh, there's some food trucks. Yeah, they're all playing Pokemon Go. Oh wait, no one plays that anymore, right? Because of the change. That'll cover the picnic part. Looks like they got a decent variety of things. Tacos, sandwiches, chicken. Shoot, looks like they all have a bit of a line to them. Plenty of time to do other stuff. I'm not very hungry yet anyway. Glancing around, there's a few gaps in the tree line with trails heading into them. I'd wager they're nature trails. Maybe birdwatching ones? Do you want to try one of these trails? Olivia looks almost disappointed as she glances between me and the food trucks. We could grab a snack before we head in if you want. She simply shakes her head. I can wait. Plus, I don't want any arm cramps on the trail. Alright then, let's go. Olivia and I head towards the sign indicating where the trail begins, leisurely walking across the dirt path. The mood is somewhat dampened by the hikers to our front and back, but it doesn't make the nature landscape any less calming. Honestly, I wasn't sure you'd agree to this. What, a date? No, the hike. You don't seem like you're very interested in nature. Well, I normally wouldn't, since a lot of places outside of the city aren't built for people like me. But I thought it'd be nice if you were here. My heart flutters for a second. I'm glad to hear you say that. I think it's a nice break from how busy everything else is. Out here, it's just you and the world, isn't it? Yeah, I can see that. You plan on sketching out any landscapes? I was planning to before we got here, but I think it'd take too long. Just a sketch then? I'll think about it. We should have brought our camera. We continue for another few moments, admiring the passing scenery. There's less hikers than before. I'd noticed some hanging back for pictures or moving fast ahead, but that's for a while now. It's just us and the trees. You think any of them are into this sort of thing? Huh? The others? Liz and Damien. Nah, probably not. Unless it's community service or something, Liz wouldn't be interested, and Damien is only interested in setting ants on fire with a magnifying glass. Something wrong? Nah, just imagining Mia driving a tractor for some reason. Seriously? Yeah, you think she could pull off the farmer look? I refuse to imagine that. Regardless, a mental image of a burgundy-wearing bruiser in overalls and a straw hat invades my head. I hate you. Shaking the thought from my head, I look around to reacquaint myself with the trail. Something's off. This place is quieter than I thought it would be. That's how the woods are, city boy. We live 15 minutes apart. Yeah, I like it quiet. It's nice to not have anybody to worry about. No Mia, no Ben, no Prockling, no Scalar. We have a whole world to ourselves and nobody else can ruin it. That's a good way of looking at it. I pat Olivia on the shoulder and she lets out a low groan as she rests her head against my hand. Are you tired already? No, just enjoying us. If it wasn't cloudy today, a cloudy day, I think my face was starting to get burnt. Another several minutes later, and we're still going strong. Are you still doing okay? Yeah, I'm still good. It's still a bit surprising to me how your arms don't just give away from pushing yourself so often. Well, when you've done it for as long as I have, you start to build the tolerance for it. And you've done it for a while now, eh? As long as I can remember. Olivia? Ah, crap, what the hell? I turn to face her, looking at the source of the sound. The wheel on her chair is stuck in an indent on the trail, and she's tugging to push herself out. Without a word, I quickly step behind her, grab her handlebars, and help Olivia push herself from the natural trap. Thanks, Inko, but what was that? I'm not sure. We take a closer look at the trail to investigate. The indent that Olivia got caught on extends across the entirety of the trail. It almost looks like a tire track? I think he got stuck on a tire track. What's a tire track doing on a hiking trail? Maybe somebody got lazy. This place is supposed to be a pedestrian traffic only. I feel a wave of nervousness overcome me as I glance around the breadth of the trail. When's the last time we saw a sign? Aren't there supposed to be maps around to tell us where we are? Where is everybody else? The realization dawns on me. I have no idea where we are. Huh. Dude, seriously? I thought you planned this whole thing. I thought we were following the signs. Well, we need to find out where we are. I don't want to die out here. The trail has to lead somewhere, right? If we keep going, we'll find something. Can't we turn back? And risk getting turned around? We can't be too far from something. Just follow the tracks. Okay, I trust you. With a heavy sigh, I lead the march along the trail we're on. It's probably some kind of service road for park rangers or maintenance workers who keep the trail safe. If that's the case, we're bound to run into something or somebody that can guide us to the right direction. For every minute that we keep looking for a sign of salvation, the darker it gets. Olivia suggests that I use my phone to find the right directions, but the lack of bars throws away any means of traversal guidance. Though I keep reassuring Olivia that we'll get out eventually, there's a tinge of worry that's beginning to grow in the pit of my stomach. The last thing I want to do is spend the night in the woods. At best, I know that as long as I have my phone's compass, we won't be moving in circles. So westward we bound, following the trail at a more cautious pace. It's as we crest the blind turn north that we finally hear salvation. Hey there. Oh, thank Raptor Jesus, finally another living being. A scruffy-looking gent looks to be a park ranger. Yo, you two lost? Deal with that. Yeah. Excuse me. His voice is gonna make me yawn. Yeah, we sort of got mixed up on the trails and couldn't find any maps. Sounds about right. Happens all the time. Often around here. Anywho, I'm assuming you two are looking for a particular site to see. Yeah, do you know any? He hums in thought for a moment, with his head sweeping left and right. Finally, the ranger smiles and points to a particular path just wide enough for Olivia's chair. This one there will lead you to the best view here. Then you'll need to go back. Then all you need to do is take the trail east. They all branch off near the park. Thank you so much, sir. Don't mention it and call me Ranger Teddy. Alright, I don't know what he's a reference to. Taking the ranger's directions, we go down the narrow path. The thin pathway continues on for another 30 minutes and ultimately leads to a secluded table and railing. The most breathtaking view. Olivia gasps as her eyes peer over the protective rail and take in the vista that is the Bluffs. Over the edge, I can see a number of trees jutting from the cliff face, and past that, the ocean laps at the base of the bluff. While I look below us, Olivia's eyes lock onto something further away. I follow her eyes and, whoa, I'm really regretting my camera now. Because what I see is 1 in a million shots. Taking a spot on a rickety wooden table, I feel it groan beneath me. This spot must be one of the less trekked to if the stuff here is in such disrepair. Knowing that, I feel that the spot is more private, like our own little view of Volcadra. Hey, Inko. Yeah? She holds up a sketch pad, giving me the sweetest pitiful look. Do we have time to... Oh yeah, of course. I'm sure we can manage to get back as long as the sun is still up. Her smile radiates with the power of 1,000 suns. And her hand quickly flips the pad open to a fresh page and starts on the sketch. Compared to her deliberate strokes with the painting or doing calligraphy, her sketch pencil moves in quick, rapid strokes. Her head is constantly moving between the page and the cliff view, and her eye carries an ember in it, akin to when we'd gone to the arcade. As Olivia's engrossed in drawing the beautiful bluffs, I'm engrossed by the beautiful girl's drive to create. Still, time passes and the sun slowly moves lower and lower. The cool gust of ocean air blows over us and I see a shiver run through Olivia. Checking the time, it's only about 4 o'clock. I curse the short winter days because Olivia is out of time. Olivia, almost done. The page is almost fully used, showing a very rough duplicate of the cliffside she'd been focused on. Her final touch was to add a simple signature in the only blank space she had left, holding the full drawing up in triumph. Wow. I know, right? The sheer smugness radiates from her grin, lasts for all of a minute. Wiping away another ocean breeze that makes us both shiver. Even her nose scrunches up in irritation as she sniffles heavily. Phew! Holy shit, that sounded like a fucking shotgun. Especially as it bounces off the cliff wall. I think she even managed to spook the seagulls nesting in the branches down below. Bless you. She grumbles her thanks as she wipes her irritated nose. You okay? Yeah. She sniffles again. Sea air just sucks. The atmosphere is cooling rapidly, too. We should get going then. Some warm food would be good. Not yet. When she sees my questioning look, she continues. I want to see the sunset first. You sure? That means we'll be taking the path back in the dark. We'll be fine. As proof, she shines her phone flashlight at me. Alright then. Instead of going back to the bench, I stand beside her at the guardrail. Slowly the sun starts to dip, as if sinking into the ocean. Just watching the natural world move on. Simply me, Olivia, and the wonderful view in our little private spot. Fingers gently wrap around my hand, and I reciprocate until our palms are interlocked. At last, the sun crests the horizon completely, and the last ray of light illuminating Olivia's tiny smile. Thanks to Ranger Teddy's directions, finding our way back to where we started, our hiking journey was easy, even if it was a bit too dark for comfort. Eventually, we make it back to the parking lot, just as the street lamps were turning on. When we return to the main area of the park, it also has gotten a lot less crowded. Some of the food trucks have called it a day and left as well. We're not cutting it close to the last metro home, right? Yeah, the last one will be another hour or so. Phew, I was worried. I was taking too long. When we'd have to stay overnight alone in the wilderness. I want to check out the food trucks now. Here. Looks like some of the food trucks are still around, probably to draw in the late night crowd. And there's particularly no lines for them either. Neat. Let's see, what sounds good to eat right about now? What are you craving, Liv? Olivia? I glance over to see that she's looking over to a nearby playground. Looks like it's derelict, having endured these outside elements for who knows how long. Something catching your eye? It's just that I haven't been on a swing in ages. Really? Back when I was little, yeah, whenever Damien's family took me to the park with them. Then I sort of stopped, safety concerns and all that crap. I'm sure the trucks will be here for a while longer. Would you like to try it? Are you sure? I mean, it's getting pretty late. Come on, we got time. Okay, let's do it. Olivia wheels herself back towards the small play area in the park. I follow right behind, taking the short walk to examine the metal structure. Sorry, still getting over being sick. The swing set looks rough, to say the least. The support bar's paint is cracking off, showing the heavy rust beneath. The chains are crusty, covered in sparse remnants of safety tubing. And the seats are so loose and wobbly, I fear the entire thing will fall apart, even if Vinny sat in it. Olivia, are you sure? Hold it steady, will you? I grasp the chains to hold the plastic seat in place while Olivia hops over into it. The metal and plastic groan momentarily as Olivia settles herself in. She moves her tail aside so it doesn't smack into me. Well, aren't you gonna start pushing? Right. Olivia snickers for a moment as I place my hand on her back. With a gentle yet firm push, Olivia begins to swing. It's a rhythmic motion now, to and fro. With every instance her swing back towards me, I push her a bit more force to increase her momentum. I really hope this is animated. Eventually, Olivia starts pivoting her tail to maintain her movement, meaning I no longer have to assist her. So I position myself in front of her to watch her swing like a pendulum. The creaking of the metal becomes a simple white noise as I look on at her with ease. The cool night breeze and the swing's movements gently ruffle Olivia's hair. With a cherubic smile. I know I'm saying that wrong. Cherub. Smile. Olivia's eyes close as she loses herself to the simple enjoyment of swinging through the air. To see Olivia having a moment where all of her cares are gone, there's no troubles or drama consuming her. To see her truly at peace. It's an image worth 1,000 words, and one I hope to never forget. After a while, I sit beside her on an accompanying swing. Say, Olivia. Yeah. Her voice is a soft whisper of contentment. What are you thinking? I'm thinking about today. It was nice. Really nice, Inko. Thank you for taking me here. Glad you enjoyed it. I was worried. Don't be. How could I not? It's my first date. Inko? Yeah? About the formal. Oh, do you want to not go? Olivia's eyes open. I can see them trembling. I want to go. It's just... Latacan's memorial. Oh. It's tricky leaning to the side, but I managed to place my hand on her shoulder for emotional support. I understand, Olivia. Whatever you want to do, I'll support you. Her fingers ring together. I know you will, Inko. So, could you support me during the eulogy, too? My hands cup her cheek tenderly, and I give her the most reassuring smile. Of course, Olivia. Her eyes close once more, and she leans into my hand, nuzzling against it. She sighs pitifully as I draw away, but still smiles. Thanks, Inko. I think I'm ready to go now. I nod gently and offer a hand to Olivia, helping her off the swing set. I don't know why I did not read the S. Swing set and into her wheelchair. We hold hands as we begin heading towards the exit. At least until Olivia needs her hand to help push herself. I guess things won't ever really be normal, but I'm okay with that. We grab our dinner from the taco truck, savoring the spiced meats and flour tortilla on the go. As we walk to the metro, the walk to the metro isn't long, and before we know it, we're back on the train and racing back home. The ride back isn't particularly eventful, and it doesn't look like there's many people in the cabin with us. We both take the opportunity to admire the cityscape, especially now that it's reflected against the red and purple streaks that covering the sky. 45 minutes later, Olivia and I share a hug before she departs the train and starts to make her way home. I watch her from the window of the metro as it takes off, and as her form disappears from my view, I feel an overwhelming sense of relief. That went really well. I hope she'll be okay for tonight without me there. Maybe I'll ask Damien to keep an eye on her for me. I should stop worrying so much. She'll be okay. I'm sure of it. It's December. Okay, so that's where we will leave it. So thank you guys so much for joining us. And it looks like we have another dance to get ready for. Have a fantastic day, everybody. Bye.